This is your home for the Trojans. Girard Sports Live.
Snap and leans forward, and that's touchdown number 4 for Scott Moore.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Crawcan, your community technology partner. Learn more at ckt.net.
Hooks, throw over to Adolph, quickly down inside, wrap around Boatwood, found herself in the right place, foul, and the bucket!
He'll try a 3 and hits. Adolph with it up top, being guarded by Gass. Girard down the lane, off the glass, and good. Nice instinct by Adolph to just take it to the bucket. Fielded on the short hop, fires this one across. Able to throw the runner out by a step and a half. Pitch to the outside to Ashbacher. Gets a good block on the outside, and he's in for the touchdown.
It's time for the Trojans. On your home for Girard High School Athletics. Girard Sports Live. Girard Sports Live.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Memorial Day as we get to enjoy some great baseball here at Bill McDonald Field in Blue Valley West, home of the Jaguars. For us, though, Jaguars will not be playing today as the Girard Trojans will be taking on the Jefferson West Tigers. My name is Drake Miller. I'm joined here by Caleb Humble as we get set for some great action this morning. Game start time is set for 11 a.m., so we're about 22 minutes out as it stands. I'd like to give a big shout out to our presenting sponsor, Crawcan. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas, with Crawcan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crawcan has to offer at ckt.net. Caleb, we've been watching this team all season pretty well dominate most of their opponents, sitting right now with a 21-5 record going up against the 24-2 Tigers. What can you expect going into this game? What are your predictions?
And I mean, for the Trojans, everyone sees them as an underdog, but we've seen all season how competitive this team can be and how great of a baseball team they have proven themselves as. I mean, there's a lot of Trojan fans here, and I know every single one of them believe that this team can make it all the way. And so from my standpoint, I can see the Trojans just being competitive, using a little bit of that grit and getting a good win here, but they're going to have to earn it because this Jefferson West team is no joke.
Yeah, certainly, and this team is no stranger to being competitive, especially against area teams like that of Frontenac, who could potentially be seen later on in the bracket if Girard manages to advance. But Frontenac will be playing tonight at 5:45. You can actually catch that over on Varsity Sports Live, that YouTube channel, as I will be covering that as well for all you Girard fans that might be wondering what's happening with Frontenac. Big rivalry, so of course want to be able to deliver you guys that product. As we jump into the pregame show, it is brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. And as we take a look at this bracket, it is brought to you by Diskins Auto and Towing, 120 East Forest Avenue in downtown Girard. Diskins offers 24-hour towing and can repair all makes and models. To learn more, contact Diskins Auto and Towing at 620-724-8100. Caleb, as we look across this bracket right now in the 3A state playoffs, at the 1 seed, you have Council Grove High School playing against Silver Lake High School. Council Grove sitting at 26-1 against Silver Lake, who managed to make it all this way on a 16-11 record. Pretty impressive, not too impressive of a regular season, but to be able to make it to that state playoffs, that's going to be a team that a lot of people are going to be looking at and going, maybe they are kind of a threat, you know, when it comes down to the wire. That's being played at Emporia at the same time as this start time, so you can certainly keep up with updates in that. on the competitor side of, or I guess the winner of that game will play the winner of the following, which is Russell Victoria at 22-5, hosting Colby High School at 22-5 as well. That will be at Salina, and will be played at 1:15 p.m. So the winners of those two games will play each other. And then, of course, you have Jefferson West against Girard High School. Jefferson West 24-2, Girard 21-5. This is here today. Game start set for 11 a.m. and then Burlington versus Frontenac at 5:45 tonight here at Blue Valley West. Frontenac sitting at a 17-4 record, Burlington at 23-2. And the winner of those two games, the Girard and the Frontenac game, will play each other. And I'm sure Girard would love to get back from the regular season and be able to play Frontenac again in this postseason to just prove that when it comes down to it, they can beat them.
And like you're saying, in this regular season, 2 of Girard's 5 losses came to Frontenac, both of them a 2-3 loss and then a 3-9 loss. And so as a Trojan fan, not what you're looking to see, but for the Trojans, like you're saying, if you can get your get back, if that Frontenac team will pull out a win against Burlington later tonight, I mean, there's no reason that you can't beat them. You've seen them twice already. And, I mean, people say it all the time in sports. It's hard to beat a team more than once. And so for the Trojans, that's your ticket to go play in that state championship game.
Yeah, and then not to mention the 2 of the other losses being from Baxter Springs, which was kind of a little bit of an unsuspecting loss in the season for Girard. I mean, Baxter Springs, very competitive team. They were certainly playing up to par to take down this Trojan team. But really, when you get into the nitty-gritties of the season, Girard certainly had the capabilities to take down that team, and it was expected to be that way. But for those losses coming from only 2 teams across that schedule, that's a pretty solid season so far. You know, you talk about just 3 teams that can beat you, and for Jefferson West, it's about the same scenario. Caleb, where'd they collect their losses at?
And so just looking it up here, trying to see their past schedule. We had pulled it up a second ago. But, I mean, like you're saying, just like the Trojans, they've only lost to 1 team all year, and that being Sabetha, with 2 close games, a 9-7 loss and then an 8-6 loss. But this team for Jefferson West, they've had quite a few close games all year. And so for the Trojans, we had talked about how dominant almost all season they've been. You and me were talking about beforehand that this year they have a run differential of 219-53. And so looking at that, that's about 4 runs to every 1 run that any other team will score for the Trojans. And so just they can prove how well they can outscore you. And I think that'll be a big advantage in this game, because looking across Jefferson West's schedule, yeah, they've had a couple of those blowout wins, but quite a few of these are a lot closer than any game that the Trojans faced, especially earlier on in the regular season.
Yeah, and talking about close games, Trojans seem to manage fairly well in close game scenarios. This team is no stranger to scoring throughout this entire regular season. They have just been very, very dominant at the plate, and not to mention their defense, impeccable so far in the regular season. It seemed like just a steel curtain over the field. Anywhere that you put it, if it was within reach, it was coming down in a glove, or it was being retrieved by an infielder and flipped over to first with ease. We saw a little bit of faultiness. I can't remember if it was at the very end of the regular season. I think that's when it was. At the very end of the regular season, we saw a little bit of faultiness in the infield, and maybe even a drop in the outfield as well. Just a couple of fielding errors here and there. Those were like the first ones that we had seen, and then we get to the playoffs, and it just looked all refined again. I think they were just kind of settling into that regular season, kind of vibe, and that tempo just kind of threw them off a little bit, making it some errors that you wouldn't expect. But this team, super refined coming into the playoffs. You can expect this infield to be like I said, a steel curtain, keeping everything inside. If you manage to air one out into the outfield, it's probably coming down in a glove of Buckingham, Bowen, or Ashbacher. So those are all 3 great outfielders that this Trojan team has.
And like you're saying, a lot of the losses, and I say a lot of, but there's only 5, but the losses that the Trojans really was later in that season, like we're saying, just kind of in that long stretch of those last couple of games. And so I was talking to a couple of the guys, and that's just that point of the season is whenever you're playing more games than you're practicing. And so it's just you kind of got to keep things sharp, and it's a little hard to keep things all together that late into the season. But they had definitely a few practices. I know they've had a couple practices throughout this week just getting things refined, and so this team should be as sharp as they've been all season, looking to steal a win over Jefferson West. Move on.
Yeah, and as we look at these keys to the game, let's go ahead and start off with Jefferson West. Something that we have seen Girard's kryptonite be is when a team comes out firing right out the gate. Seems that this team has some trouble playing from behind. So I would say actually keys to the game for both of these teams is going to be getting out to an early lead. As soon as you can keep the game on your time, on your tempo, and it's in your hands for a couple or a majority of the innings, that's whenever you start to dominate. Plate feels a little more comfortable. The mound, it doesn't feel as punishing. And out in the field, those errors, those can be easily recovered. Now, with that being said, Cam Smith threw 5 perfect innings against their opponent, Heritage. Was it? No, not Heritage Christian, Cherryvale. 5 perfect innings, and I'm not talking no-hitter. I'm saying nobody got on base in 5 innings of Cam Smith pitching against Cherryvale. So this Jefferson West team is going to have their hands full coming into this game with Cam Smith being on the mound. And with that, we'll go ahead and talk about the starting lineups brought to you by the Jagged Edge. The Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylist Carla Sands will have you looking your best for your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500. We'll start off with the opposing Jefferson West Tigers 24-2 record. We'll go ahead and jump into it. In the 1 hole, the catcher, number 1, Ryan Pressler. In the 2 hole, third baseman, number 11, Brody Thielen. Followed by the left fielder, number 10, Brady Scahan. Pitcher, number 12, Cooper Watkins. Right fielder, number 5, Tucker Holthouse. The designated hitter, number 2, Pollard. First baseman, number 28, Austin Knox. Second baseman, number 20, Corbin Mayer. Center fielder, number 18, Colin Krausen. And shortstop, number 6, Cooper Knox, who will not be in the batting lineup, but be playing shortstop, which I mentioned to you earlier, Caleb. Very interesting to see a shortstop not be in the hitting lineup, as usually those things kind of go hand in hand with the infield and hitting.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if we've seen a team that you don't really have your entire infield or outfield not hitting. Typically that designated hitter will be a guy that is one of those secondary positions, or a guy that will typically pitch. I mean, we've seen Cam Smith come in and be the DH whenever he's not pitching, and so definitely interesting to have a outfielder that's not hitting, especially it being your shortstop.
Yeah.
But
and once again, Cooper Watkins on the mound. I listed him in the lineup, but wanted to give him his kudos as he will be pitching and batting 4th in the lineup. So you can expect a pretty strong kid behind that arm. But Caleb, why don't you give us the Girard lineup? 21-5 Trojans. For
the Trojans, we will start it off with number 2, Briggs Buckingham, your right fielder. Number 7, Briar Schultz, second base. The third batter will be number 21, Aiden Ashbacher, left fielder. Up next is Robbie Bruning, number 5, your third baseman. Following him will be number 23, Blake Brokaw, the catcher. After him is number 4, Jackson Smith, the shortstop. Up next is number 11, Drake Smith, the designated hitter for the Trojans. Following him will be number 12, Ben Colin, your first baseman. And last in the batting order is number 10, Corbin Bowen, your center fielder. And finally, pitching tonight for the Trojans, pitching this morning for the Trojans, is Camden Smith.
A little bit weird playing in the morning, of course. Got that routine down, but now an 11 a.m. game as we are only 9 minutes out from the opening pitch. We will go ahead and step aside for a break. We'll be right back on Girard Sports Live. Stay tuned. This is going to be a great day.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
Selling equipment can be a hassle. Whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire, the time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big
The
loss.
Trojan sack means $2 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $2 short stacks the following day. Dine in only. Restrictions apply. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the 4-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home. And a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from the Vet Health and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state Farm and Ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard.
And we return from break on Girard Sports Live. If you're just joining us, my name is Drake Miller. I'm here joined by Caleb Humble, former Girard alumni at this point. Just freshly graduated in the class of 2026.
Heck yeah. About a week ago.
And as we get started here in Blue Valley West, Overland Park at Bill McDonald Field, the Tigers will take the field as the Trojans get set. Their leadoff hitters, Briggs Buckingham, Briar Schultz, and Aiden Ashbacher are the guarantees. After that, you got Robbie Bruning and Blake Brocob following them. Out on the mound for Jefferson West, Cooper Watkins, batting in the 4-hole for this team. It's got a bit of a abbreviated toss across the plate. As we're watching this wind up here, kind of a bent arm all the way through, never fully extending until the release. So it'll be interesting to see how much speed he's able to get across the plate in this game, and against a team that, you know, we talked about Girard not being a stranger to so many different things, and one of those things certainly is hitting.
Yeah, and some of those guys, I mean, right at the top of your lineup, Briar Schultz and Aiden Ashbacher are two of the guys that stand out right away, but I feel like if Briar's seeing a pitch that's a little slower coming at him, you have no clue what will happen. I would bet good hit from Briar, but here we go.
State baseball starts now. First pitch comes across the outside edge for strike one. Buckingham, the only lefty in this lineup for the Trojans, steps in his first time today. The leadoff, a lot of pressure on this at-bat.
Briggs will start the at-bat 1-1.
Inside for ball two. Puts Buckingham up in the count early. Like I was saying, coming into this game, a lot of high stakes. I mean, win or go home scenario. That catcher extending that leg all the way into that righty batter's box. Very interesting stance that we're seeing behind the plate. 3-1 pitch on its way. Sits in for strike two. Watkins going pretty quick from the mound. Full count. Coming across, ball four. Buckingham claps his way to first. as he will be on base, and that is the leadoff at bat that the Trojans are looking for.
And I mean, if you have Briggs on base, he's one of the quickest guys on this team and one of the guys that can get around bases quick before the other team even realizes it, just with his stealing ability. Up to bat is Briar Schultz, looking to get Briggs home.
Schultz with a runner on now as Buckingham taking a pretty extensive lead. Catcher will glare him down at first before tossing it back to the pitcher. 1-0 count for Schultz at the plate.
First baseman sits on the bag.
Briggs gets back in time. Pick move to first, not quite there, but keeping him in check. As this Tigers team, they've done their studying. They know what Buckingham is capable of. Strike one comes across. That one, pretty interesting pitch. I don't think Schultz really liked it, but a 1-1 regardless.
Briggs with about 3 or 4 steps off the base.
That one up top, near the nose of Schultz. Tall guy. Just an early release from Watkins. I think he was trying to go with some off speed. Got out of his hand a little early for the 2-1. Watkins forced to go from the stretch, outside for ball 3. The pick move to first, unsuccessful. Buckingham will take second. And I called it a pick move. It was a throw down to first. The catcher trying to catch Buckingham off guard. He was back in time anyways, but.
And the ball bounced through. Briggs got to second. And there's that speed we had talked about, but Briggs stands on second, now runner in scoring position. 3-1 count.
Yeah, not only that, 3-1 count. Big time hitters count for Schultz. As if this one sits in the right spot, he may be having an RBI. Swung on and fouled into the net. The first swing of the day.
So it's another full count.
On pitch 10, Watkins finally gets a cut from the Trojans. So this one comes across Schultz. Hard into the short dirt and tossed over to first in time. It will advance Buckingham to third. Schultz grounds out for out number 1.
So for the Trojans, I mean, yes, Briar gets out at first, but Briggs is now on third. And the lone senior, Aiden Ashbacher, looking to get him home.
So Ashbacher with one gone here, sees strike one as Watkins starts to heat up. Seeing a couple good pitches out of this kid's arm. Blue glove flashing out here in Blue Valley. 1-1 count. Ashbacher, ooh. That one tailed in right at the last minute. Ashbacher felt as if he needed to take a cut. Probably could have scored a run regardless of the contact there, but now sits with the 1-2.
Aiden will call time.
Yeah, great time out there. Caught the pitcher right at the beginning of his windup. Here's the 1-2 again. Up top for ball 2.
So Briggs is taking still 3-4 steps off the bag, just like any of his other bases, but just hoping to have that ball get past the catcher.
Yeah, not closely guarded over there on first as Ashbacher swing and a miss for strike 3. Not the second out that the Trojans needed, especially with a runner on third. Bruning now with a high stakes at bat, trying to open this game up quickly. And that curveball once again, tailing inside of the zone. 0-1 comes across wide for ball 1.
So 1-1 count. Briggs still with a couple leadoff steps.
Up top for ball 2, 2-1 now.
For Jefferson West, I mean, these infielders are quite a few steps back. They have been for every at-bat.
2-2 now as it advances for Bruning. Watkins trying to escape a tricky situation here. Bruning fights one off. Got to keep it in front of the catcher if all else here for Watkins. Can't let one get away from you as Buckingham fakes the steal. Tries to draw some attention away from the pitcher on the windup, which is very interesting to see a pitcher go windup with a runner on third, not loaded bases. Swing and a miss for strike three. It works out for him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Watkins, recovers the top of the first, and Girard inches away from drawing first blood. Will come up empty-handed as we head to the bottom of the first. You're watching Girard Sports Live. We'll be right back after this.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home. And a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from Labette Health and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state Farm and Ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live. Bottom of the first. If you're just tuning in, missing the top of the first, Buckingham made it all the way to third, was left on base after Watkins collected 2 strikeouts there to wrap up the inning against both Bruning and Ashbacher. Now leadoff hitter for Jefferson West, Ryan Pressler. With Cam Smith on the mound, delivering strike 2 right down the middle. Pressler's got a little bit of a hood peeking out of his neck of his jersey. It's a scorcher out today. Yeah. No, it looks like sleeveless, but still.
Rocking the Coach Belichick type shirt, that hood, but I don't know. That's
1-2 count now. Smith gets it.
There it is.
Strikeout 1 comes in a backwards K for Cam Smith. A great at-bat there for Smith. Collected the 2 strikes early, tried to get a chase on the low, made the adjustment on the next. Gets a quick K on the board for him as Brody Thielen steps in.
That first pitch was outside for ball 1, so 1-0 count.
Low for ball 2 as Smith gives some room to work with against Thielen. That one finds the spot right on the inside corner. Looked like a curveball or sinker type.
Thinking sinker, a little bit of a slower pitch.
That one hits about a half a foot in front of the plate. Smith delivering a little bit low here on the first couple at-bats, but perhaps trying to keep it inside of the infield.
3-1 pitch count, but not a situation Cam can't battle back against.
Fastball, yes. 3-2 count now. Thielen thought he had a base. Gets denied by the blue. Full count now for Smith and Thielen. That pitch doesn't find the spot. Low and away for ball 4.
So the Tigers will start close to how the Trojans started, with a runner on base from a walk at first. But definitely not an issue for Smith. Cullen stands on the bag.
Ready for a pick move if Smith elects to. First pitch to the new batter, Skahan. Left fielder takes a cut, fouls it off, strike 1. 0-1 count now at the plate. And Smith now going from the stretch. And historically, Caleb, we have seen Cam Smith be a little more effective from the windup, I would say.
And I agree. I mean, that's whenever he gets in his rhythm. That's when things get dangerous for these batters. But Cam starts off 0-2.
And that is not an insult to his game from the stretch either. He's almost nearly as effective, but probably more effective than any other average pitcher out here by a good margin. 0-2 count at the plate, Skahan. Fighting his way through this count, takes a cut, fouls off another. That's pitch 4 on this count with only 2 strikes recorded.
So looking just to sneak one past, get that second strikeout. Cullen's still on first, ready for a move.
And a pretty lackadaisical swing there by Skahan. Not the way you wanted to strike out, and as it did get dropped, doesn't matter, got a runner on first. 2 gone now. 2 strikeouts for Smith.
Up to bat is the pitcher Watkins.
Watkins also rocking, I believe, that sleeveless hoodie underneath, and he's got an arm sleeve. Yeah.
I guess when you're playing, the weather doesn't really matter too much.
Oh, 1 count. Smith delivers strike 2.
So another 0-2 count for Camden Smith. The runner's staying pretty close to first, maybe 2-3 paces out. Cullen has stood on first this entire inning.
Smith chasing that edge of the zone, can't quite get it. Now 1-2 count for Watkins, the 4-hole batter for the Tigers. Looking for that curveball to just tail on that corner, can't get it. Back to another ball, 2-2. Swung on and fouled into the net. Still on first is Thielen. Hasn't quite budged and taken a very conservative lead. Cam Smith not even looking to give a chance at an overthrow. And 3 strikeouts is the formula. Swing and a miss for strike 3 on Watkins. Cam Smith retires the side completely as we head to the top of the second. We'll go ahead and keep it here on Girard Sports Live through the transition. But Caleb, through this first inning, pretty similar outcomes for these two teams. Both teams getting a runner on with a base on balls. Only one team putting a ball in play, one player putting a ball in play, and that was Briar Schultz on the ground out.
Yeah, and Briar was able to at least make contact, but both teams getting a runner on base due to a walk. Buckingham was able to get to third, looking to give the Trojans a little bit of hope, almost got that first run on the board. But I mean, for Cam Smith, you had 1 walk and 3 strikeouts, but I'd like to give credit to Ben Colin. I mean, he stood on bag the entire inning, kind of bringing a little bit of that pressure. You're unsure if you want to steal or not, knowing that any type of move could be made to get a quick out, but good inning for the Trojans, looking to get things going here in the second, kind of open this game up.
Yeah, I mean, and there was certainly a little more life to the Trojans batting than to this Tigers batting. I mean, you didn't see a live ball that entire inning for the Tigers, so a lot to improve on, and all 3 outs coming from the plate as well. Just not what you want to see. Brokob steps in now with a 1-0 count. This one tails to the inside for ball 2. Brokob's been phenomenal this season. Had a couple home runs here on Girard Sports Live.
He had a back-to-back home run situation. I don't remember what game it was later in the season, but definitely proves to be an efficient hitter. He'll get a 4-0 walk.
Yeah, very interesting there out of Watkins, unable to even collect a single strike. Usually that's evident of some control issues, as
looks like
Boulware will courtesy run for Brokob, and Jackson Smith will step up to the plate.
And we've seen Drake Boulware. He's, I think, the first one to come in as a courtesy runner for the Trojans, especially for Brokob, but he is one of the kids out here who's looking to steal a base any chance he gets.
Off speed comes across the plate for strike 1 against Smith. Sticks him with an 0-1 count. Watkins trying to recollect after that first at-bat of the inning. Smith tries to lay down a quick bunt and can't find the right contact. 0-2 count. Hawkins gives a glance. Now to the plate. Swung on and fouled again. Still with the 0-2.
Boulware takes about 4 steps off the base. That first baseman stands.
Outside for ball 1. Little bit of breathing room here for Smith. Those 3 straight threatening pitches. You like to have just a little bit of relaxation at the plate. Loosen up some of that tension as this one close. Can't get it. Watkins proceeds with the 2-2.
Say a little bit outside, and Jax is pretty far back in his stance. Definitely a bit of a lean.
Way outside, gets away from the catcher. Out of the hands of Pressler, and now a 3-2 count full with Boulware taking second. This is ideal here.
Like you're saying, Drake looking to make anything happen. And Jax has the chance to get the first hit to get on base for this game.
Full count as he comes set, and stepping off will be Watkins. Boulware returns to second. Not a lot of pressure over there on the bag. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled again. Smith fighting at the plate.
Looks like a pause. I think that foul ball had knocked off the cap to the fence over there.
Yeah, looks like it.
The play resumes.
Still a full count. This one inside. Base on balls for Smith. Back-to-back walks. And now the pressure surely is on for Watkins. Back-to-back walks. You had one in the first as well. 3 total in this game, and now a runner in scoring position with a runner on first and no outs.
So up to bat will be the designated hitter, Drake Smith. He goes for the bunt.
Smith.
Good bunt.
Lays down a dime and nearly escapes away with a single on it as first baseman and pitcher ran up on that ball to try and field it. The second baseman was just a little slow, but got there nonetheless.
And what a bunt from Drake Smith, getting Jackson to second, getting Drake to third, definitely eliminating the threat of a double play. And now with 2 runners in scoring position, Ben Colon will look to get them home.
A chance to really open this game up here for Colon. And he's been a little bit down on the swinging as of later in the regular season. Kind of fell into a bit of a slump. But we saw what he was capable of at the beginning of the season. He was batting a lot higher in that lineup, kind of around that 5-6 hole, and was absolutely clobbering baseballs. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A quick strikeout for Ben Cullen.
So not what you're looking for the Trojans. You had an opportunity to get an out and still get a runner home, but now up to bat, Corbin Bowen, 2 outs, runners on second and third, looking to get him home.
And Bowen, another guy who we saw really pop off there in the meat of the season. Almost hit for the cycle one day, had 2 triples in one game. That is unheard of.
Like you're saying,
and
almost
clean triples.
Yeah, just good hitting, good base running. So looking to repeat that here.
1-1 count. Tries to square up a bunt and cannot get the right contact with 2 outs. Very gutsy play, or gutsy call from what I assume was Coach Fornelli. But Bowen steps back in, 1-2 count. Crowd is alive here at Blue Valley West High School. 2-2 counts for Bowen. Gets it. Watkins, a backwards K to wrap up the inning, collecting his 4th of the day as we head into the bottom of the second. Zeros on the board. Girard leaving 3 runners on base through the first 2 innings. A lot of potential, not a lot of capitalization. We'll be right back after this.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state farm and ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed. Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Siebert.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live. Cam Smith, after a 3 strikeout, bottom of the first, resumes here in the bottom of the second. Swung on early. Up the middle. Flip to first and in time. Tuck grounds out on his first at-bat. First pitch, he decides it's good enough to go. And doesn't quite get away with it. 1 gone here in the second. First contact that we've seen out of this Tigers team as well. As next hitter, Pollard, will pop out into right. Once again, a great example of that steel curtain I was talking about earlier on in this game. Ground out, fly out. Now 2 gone quickly here in the bottom of the second. Brings up Austin Knox.
With that ground out and fly out, just brings back to what we were talking about before the game, just how efficient this infield and outfield have been of keeping the field clean and keeping runners off bases.
1-0 count. Turns 1-1. Knox, another righty stepping in. 2 gone, sees 1 to the inside for ball 2. Two one on its way, swung on and fouled. That swing was
a little bit delayed, kind of a
tea and crumpets.
Yeah.
Not too committal there from Austin Knox, trying to get behind that ball. Two-two, swung on, grounder down the third base line, trickles foul. Keeps Knox at the plate for the time being as Smith continues. Does not find the spot, just to the outside. Brings the count full now. 3-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. Another one that Knox wasn't too committed on, but gets the strikeout for Cam Smith as he collects his 4th. Both players sitting at 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. We'll go ahead and head to the top of the 3rd on Girard Sports Live. We'll be right back after this.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman Realty with another big-time win. Lehman Realty, proud to support the Girard Trojans.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon.
And we're back. Top of the 3rd, top of the lineup for the Trojans. Buckingham steps in once again. Had a walk on his first at-bat. Still 0-0 on the day. Has not seen technically a complete at-bat. 1-1 count now. Watkins continuing from the mound. He's got a big, drastic difference between his off-speed and his fastball. Both coming in at 2 very, very different paces as we see that one inside and low. 3-1 count now.
And with that low ball, that's probably the 3rd pitch today we've seen that kind of gets past the catcher. And so for a team in the state tournament, anything to that account, those kind of mistakes is how this Trojan team will really steal bases and possibly steal runs on you, just any way they can.
3-2 is swung on up the middle, fielded and popped over to first in time. It's a 6-3 ground out for Briggs Buckingham, but I like the contact.
Mike, you're saying the first kind of real contact other than Breyer's hit there in the first.
Speak of the devil, Schultz now stepping into the box. This one swung on, will trickle into right, shallow right field, and gets collected. Max Tuck on the play. A little bit trickier than maybe they would have wanted, and had that been a little lower, I think Schultz would have found some space.
Might have gotten away from him, but for the Trojans, I know you're starting off the inning with 2 outs, but it's good to see contact finally coming from the guys.
Starting to figure out that curveball just a little bit. As Watkins' pitch popped up again, headed for left center, and caught as well. That was Colin Krausen on the play. Ground out, fly out is the 3 up, 3 down for the Trojans. Some all right contact as we head to the bottom of the third, but not the results you're chasing.
Like you're saying, I mean, you get a couple of hits, just got to find that green grass, get away from some of those outfielders. These Trojans should be set to get a couple of runs on the board.
And what I always like to say is when you're swinging the bat and you're making contact, one is bound to find some space. You're bound to get a hit or an error, you know. Errors only come whenever you put the ball in play. Strikeouts, those are the best kind of outs for the field because there's nothing you got to do. It's all on the pitcher and the batter. So putting ball in play certainly brings about possibility for this Trojan team. Now, the Tigers did a little bit better on this last inning, going ground out, fly out, strikeout, but still looking to do a little more damage against the arm of Cam Smith. It's a tall order.
It is.
Corbin Mayer. Lead off here for Jefferson West. After him will be Colin Krausen and Ryan Pressler back at the top of the lineup. Guaranteed.
First pitch will go as strike 1, so an 0-1 count.
Smith delivers this one, headed for right, and tails just on the inside of the foul line. Buckingham picks it up, and our first hit of the day comes from the 8th hole of the Tigers, a double from Corbin Mayer. Not the way you saw that panning out, but
I mean, with just a little bit more wind, that ball would have been foul. Just barely getting on the inside of that line. The Trojans have faced situations like this before.
Now Krausen gonna square up early. This one pops out of the glove of Bruning, but stays close.
I think he would have been safe. Yeah. Regardless.
I'd have to agree, but keeping him in check nonetheless, as the early square up from Krausen could have meant a stolen base from Mayer. As I'm sure he's wanting to make his way around the diamond and put the first run on the board.
That one is right down the middle, strike 1, so another 0-1 count.
And Krausen did not go back to the bunt stance. Does now. Here with the 0-1, lays it down. This is a beaut. Does make it over to first in time, but a pretty solid bunt nonetheless. Got to give credit where it's due. Ground out, and now Ryan Pressler with an opportunity to bunt in a run if he so chooses. This will be interesting. We've seen Girard in a similar situation, 1 out with a runner on third, and they did not go to the bunt too early. See if Pressler just kind of commits to it. And looking across the infield, Cullen and Smith both standing in the green. ready as Pressler squares. Yeah. Strike one. Oh, 1. Pressler squares up again. Pulls back. Out one. Good looking pitch. Scoreboard showing 2. Yeah, scoreboard showing 2-0. I thought he kept his bat out there for the first. We'll see. Pressler squares again. This one laid down the third base line. Smith fields it, gets it to first in time. They do score a run, but Smith does collect the out nonetheless. That is huge.
Getting that second out. Just trying to end this inning. You let them get one, but nothing to worry about. You've seen runners on base for the Trojans. You've shown the ability to get around a third. Just got to execute here in this next inning if you're the Trojans.
Now 2 gone. It's bombs away here for Brody Thielen. He will not be squaring up on this at-bat. 0-1 count. Smith winds up, delivers inside for ball 1. Strike 2 comes at the foul ball. 1-2 now for Smith and Thielen. Thielen trying to keep the 2-out rally going here for the Tigers. Swung on, popped up in the infield. Tracking is Schultz, and it's brought into the glove clean. Can of corn out for Briar Schultz as we head to the top of the 4th. 1-0 is the score as Jeff West strikes first. And we'll be right back on Girard Sports Live.
At the end of 3 innings of play, it is Jefferson West 1 and Girard 0.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
So if you look at our customers in the 4-state area, it is a very rural market in itself. And so we want to be able to help those customers in every aspect of their farm and ranch, whether it's their operation, whether it's cattle, or whether it's crop. And so that's where the division of the 4-state farm and ranch came from, is to be able to take it even one step further and to be able to help our customers in every way that they need us.
I love what I do, and I've been in crop insurance for 12 years. And I've loved building those relationships and servicing the farmers and ranchers that I've grown up around my whole life. And now I'm very excited to be able to provide those services outside of just this.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live. Top of the 4th, nearly halfway through this contest. 40 minutes into game time. 0-1 count for Robbie Bruning after the foul ball. Swung on. This one trickling into the gap. Second baseman bobbles it. Bruning is there. First hit of the day for the Trojans comes from Robbie Bruning.
Robbie's showing a little bit of his speed. Beating that first base throw, getting on base, and starting out this inning like almost every other inning for the Trojans.
Brings up Blake Brokaw. Bruning following up his strikeout in the first inning. Comes back, bounces back, and gets a hit. Puts himself on base. Every inning, we have seen somebody on base here for the Trojans. Outside of last inning, excuse me. But other than that, the first and the second, and now the 4th. Runners on base potential for the Trojans. Got to capitalize now.
We've seen this Trojan team not able to get
oh no,
safe. We've seen this team able to get runners, like you're saying, in that first and second inning, just not able to get any runs home. Looking to change that here in the top of the fourth.
Very close call on that pick move against Bruning. He got back just pretty much bang bang on the tag. Ooh. 2-1 count at the plate for Brokaw. Watkins swung on to the third baseman, flipped across the diamond for out number 1. So advances Bruning to second, but Brokaw will ground out.
Nominated for the Trojans, third baseman number 4.
So 1 out, runner on second in scoring position. Just looking to tie the run in the bottom of the third. Trying to bring Robbie home. Jackson Smith.
Yeah, you'd like to see this count go pretty deep against Jackson Smith. And his last performance, he did get a walk on a very, very drawn out at bat. So want to see if maybe Bruning can get an opportunity on a wild pitch. If all else, if you're not getting a hit, you want this count to go pretty deep. A walk here is nice, but you want one of those balls to come across as a wild one.
And we've seen some of these pitches kind of come low and get past this catcher. Looking to see if another one will. That pitch will be good for ball 1, so a 1-1 count.
Smith with 1 gone, runner on second. This one just changeup sits in, and it's past the first baseman, past the second baseman. Bruning now third, and he gets home on a very unexpected turn of events. What looked to be a ground out from Jackson Smith gets on base with the error, and Bruning comes home.
So now up to bat, Drake Smith. Looking to keep things going.
And not to mention, still only 1 out as Smith stands on first. This is a great position for the Trojans. Little bit of momentum rolling in their favor with Drake Smith up to bat. And Jackson Smith with potential to get around the diamond.
We haven't seen a steal yet in this game for the Trojans. They've been a team that have definitely shown that stealing and quick ability to get around the bases.
Swung on, same look as Smith's hit, or Smith's contact, I guess, since it won't go down as a hit, but Smith's contact on the previous. That changeup kind of sits in there. Both back-to-back hitters kind of leaning on that back foot, waiting on it to make its way through the plate. 1-2 count. As I look around here, Caleb, just looking at the crowd, big time showing for this Girard team. These fans are pumped.
I mean, they are loud and they are ready to play and just ready to see how this team can do. I mean, looking across a lot of familiar faces, these same parents that have been supporting our teams for the entire school year.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Drake Smith goes down swinging. Like you were saying, Caleb, same crowd that we've been seeing all season out at the home of the Trojans. But looking over at Jeff West, still a great showing, especially for a team that's going on back-to-back state runs. You know, you kind of expect that crowd to die out on year 2 or as things continue to advance, and those teams kind of, the hype is around the championship and not as much the appearance at the tournament. But still a great showing out of both of these teams. 1-0 counts. Sits up top as Cullen drops the bat. 2-0.
So Jackson's still sitting on first. That first baseman has been pretty set. Looking to get a pick move.
Sits in for strike 1. Very slow pitches coming across the plate here. I mean, I'm not really getting to see the horizontal movement on these, as we are a little bit off on a diagonal angle here from the view, but these aren't coming in with a lot of pace, Caleb.
And from kind of just the reaction from the guys, they look to be more inside, curving back towards the middle. Ben Cullen will foul that one off, so deuces across the board.
Smith still on first. No check downs to him. And swing and a miss for strike 3. Cullen, back-to-back strikeouts for that young man. Not the way he wants his batting day to go, but nonetheless, Girard ties it up here in the top of the 4th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. 1-1 is the score as we continue. Halfway through this contest, we will go ahead and take a halftime break, which is brought to you by GN Bank, our halftime sponsor on Girard Sports Live. GN Bank has been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. And as we take a look back at the first half, Kennar Eye Care is here to make sure you can see what you're looking at. Kennar Eye Care, with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard, is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at KennarEyeCare.com. Right now, Watkins sits with 6 strikeouts on the day. Cam Smith with only 4.
4, yep.
So a little bit behind pace, but he also is behind by half an inning, as those halftime stats were brought to you by B&B Excavating. Numbers don't lie, dirt is heavy, so trust the guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving, specializing in septic systems, waterline install and repair, driveways, rock hauling, and leveling. B&B Excavating, call 620-724-2735. Fly out for the 3-hole batter, Skahan.
Just a routine catch from Ashbacher.
First pitch comes across, ball 1. This is Watkins, the pitcher, his second time around in the lineup, seeing ball 2 there. Two-0 pitch, on its way. Swung on, up the middle, burning into the glove.
We haven't seen as many strikeouts that we're used to seeing from Cam, but this outfield and infield cleaning up nicely. Right place, right time, getting those catches, keeping runners off the bags.
So back-to-back outs, some quick ones too, saving some of that pitch count for Smith. This one also a line drive, makes it over the head of Schultz. And it will be Max Tuck getting on base with a single to try and spark a 2-out rally here.
So the key to success for the Tigers last inning was that bunting strategy. So with the 2 outs, that's pretty out the window for them.
That's the one thing about the bunts, is that you don't really get the chance to build some momentum, and really you're limiting yourself to only 1 run. And if you feel like your team's hitting, gotta be swinging. Swing and a miss for strike 1 on Jackson Pollard. Pollard.
Good pitch from Camden Smith down the middle. A little bit of a sinker maybe.
Very conservative lead over there on first for Tuck. 0-1. Swung on, popped up, headed for center. This will be dropping right into the glove of Corvin Bowen for out number 3. Leaves one on first. And the Trojans, I would say, momentum in their favor at this point. 1-1 is the score as we take a break. We'll be right back after this.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm.
And we're back, top of the 5th inning. Corvin Bowen to start things here for Girard. Takes a ball up top, 1-0 count. 3 innings remain here in this contest as Cooper Watkins continues from the mound of the Tigers. Two 2-1 count here for Bowen. Shaping up to be a nice hitter's count. So that one sits low. Watkins having some trouble finding the spot here on this at-bat. See what he delivers here for 3-1. And from what we've seen, the 3-1 pitch seems to be pretty tasty for these Trojans. That one looked good. 3-2. Full count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Bowen. Back-to-back strikeouts for him as well. One looking, one swinging. Brings up Buckingham back at the top of the order. One gone and a 1-0 count to start things off for the lefty. Lefty freshman, that is. I mean, talk about a kid making an impact on athletics. I mean, this guy is playing varsity basketball and leading off on the baseball team.
I believe the Buckingham family is no family that is strangers to baseball with Coach Buckingham over at Pitt State. But Briggs gets a 4-0 walk, the second walk of the day.
Yeah.
So gets back on first, but definitely just credit to him, earned his way into the starting lineup during basketball, and then making a big impact here for this baseball team.
Yeah, not only making his way into the starting lineup of basketball, but kind of making an impact. He was a big showstopper, and also, I would say, I mean, maybe second to Briar Schultz, probably the best base runner out here.
I mean, he's quick, and we saw that in both sports. Just great athlete.
Schultz at the plate. Saw the pick move. Now sees strike 1 as Buckingham fakes the steal. That catcher pops up and is looking to fire away. Second baseman on the coverage. 0-1 count. Another pick move to first, trying to keep Buckingham in check. Saw this earlier. Buckingham did end up taking second on a pass ball. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So Schultz down early.
0-2 count. We haven't seen a steal from the Trojans in this game. If there's a player to do it, Briggs would be the one.
Seen some wild pitches, but not a clean steal, I would say. 0-2's fouled off to keep Schultz at the plate. As they continue, one gone, runner on first. Buckingham about 3 strides off of the bag and taken up to 5 on the secondary lead.
He has that ability to get back, like you're saying, about 5 steps off the bag.
1-2 from the stretch. Schultz fouls it off again. And we were talking during the break, Caleb, about this pitcher Watkins not really pitching with a lot of pace, and I've kind of made a point of that, but not pitching with a lot of pace, but a lot of that horizontal movement coming across the plate, making it tricky on these Trojans to make some clean contact, as we've seen some really, really awkward balls put into play. So
he has a good curveball. I've seen a lot of them kind of stopped a little bit up top near the shoulder of these batters, and then ends up kind of right down the middle in that strike zone, and that's probably the best pitch we've seen from him.
Yeah.
But
that curveball seems to be the most effective. Starts up by the neck and curves all the way in across the plate. This one fouled off again. Schultz hanging in there.
Breyer making his way back in this pitch count.
And Buckingham was looking to steal that base as well. Will have to come back.
Like you're saying, with some of those curveballs, that's definitely credit to why we've seen a couple of these wild throws that get past the catcher, get a little bit all over the place.
And just outside of the zone, brings it to a full count. Schultz battles his way into a position. Base hit, ball 4 would work for him. Fouls another. Buckingham was looking to steal again.
Briggs is just getting his cardio in from first to second. But Breyer stays alive, and this is where a batter like Breyer Schultz just becomes such a great option for Coach Fernelli.
3-2. On its way. Up top for ball 4.
What a way from Breyer Schultz to battle back, get back in the count. You start down 0-2, and you fight off about maybe 10 pitches just fighting to earn your walk.
And we are going to see some movement over there on the bullpen of the Tigers. As I pull up my roster here.
Up to bat now is Aiden Ashbacher. And there's that curveball we talked about. Aiden was expecting it to be pretty inside, ended up being low for ball 1.
Looks like Briggs is the active one in the bullpen as this one makes its way to the ground. Ashbacher, a base hit. Buckingham comes home. Schultz trying to take 3.
And he gets it
in the corner. And Buckingham takes the lead.
Aiden Michael Ashbacher gets a runner home, gets on first, and Breyer moves to third. What a hit from the kid.
Phenomenal contact there.
Finds a good spot there in left field, gets down.
And we're gonna see a little bit of a mound visit here. As we take a timeout, I'd like to give a shout out to our timeout sponsor, Salon 214. Now open at 107 North Ozark in Girard. Take a timeout to pamper yourself with Vanessa and her team at Salon 214, and take a timeout to check out Salon 214 on Facebook as well. Tough scenario here for the pitcher, Cooper Watkins, as another mound visit will probably, oh no, he's done. So Watkins has seen the end of his time on the mound, and now they will bring in the third baseman, Brody Thielen, to pitch. So with that, we'll go ahead and step aside on Girard Sports Live. We'll be right back after this.
Call service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Calls carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Calls continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
So Cooper Watkins records 7 strikeouts in his time on the mound with Brody Thielen coming up. And as I'm looking across here, looks like at the end of the 3rd inning in that Council Grove Silver Lake game, Silver Lake leads by 1. 1-0 is the score of that game. So
possible upset coming from that 8 seed.
And not what you really expected. But that was 16 minutes ago. So probably coming up on another end of the inning. That game kind of trickling along.
So for the Trojans, Robbie Bruning
runners
up to bat.
Yeah, runners in the corners, 1 out. This is primed for Bruning.
And Robbie was the first Trojan to get home.
First one to get a hit as well.
Yep.
This one swung on, headed for left, falls short of the left fielder. Another run comes home for the Trojans. And a 3-1 lead. 2 runs here in the top of the 5th. With still only 1 out and runners on first and second.
Big hits from both Aiden and Robbie. Aiden moves to second, Robbie on first. Up to bat, Blake Brocobb looking to do some damage.
So Brocobb with the 0-1 count. Kind of feeling the momentum here. This crowd starting to come alive again. Sees strike 2. Man, this is a big moment too. Love to see some fireworks. Big move to second. That was very well read by Ashbacher. Heard the shortstop coming up behind him. Shortstop peels. He was already headed back though.
He was safe by a mile.
Still an 0-2 count. Brocobb settling in. Thielen, his pitch fouled off.
Like Aiden was preparing to steal third, walks his way back, but he's taken quite an aggressive leadoff, maybe 6 or 7 steps off the bag. But
say that again.
Stays safe.
0-2 count.
Brocobb takes a second.
All in play will certainly advance some runners. Don't want to leave a double play though. That one almost getting close to hitting the bat behind the head of Brocobb. Advances to a 1-2. Swung on, this one's popped up. Staying in the infield and will be bobbled out. Thrown over to third. That will be an out there. And 3 outs.
That's I believe that's just 2 ounce. I don't know. Unless we're off.
Well, I think they're indicating that was an infield fly.
Is that not a dropped?
It's an infield fly.
Really?
So it's an automatic out, and unfortunately was not interpreted that way by the Girard base runners. That's the second time we've seen that this season, Caleb, where an infield fly has cost the result of an inning. I mean, really, it might just be smart to drop those in that situation.
I thought it was a drop ball.
It was.
But they'll call it, I don't know.
So, ruling here for anybody wondering at home, how that works is since there's runners on first and second, to prevent a very, very easy double play, the infield fly is called to try and tell base runners to not advance. The unfortunate part is that's an automatic out, regardless of if the infielder catches the fly ball. But since the Girard base runners did not interpret it as an infield fly and took off regardless, they were under the impression that that was a live ball. And that was not the case. Well, it was a live ball, but it was a fly
out. And then, that's, if you're at home and confused, wouldn't be too worried. I was also a little bit caught up. But
basically, the reason they do that is because the first baseman could purposefully drop a fly ball, tag the guy at first, and then tag the base really easily. So that's to prevent the double play. Unfortunately, it's a very confusing system of events, and we see the double play regardless. So see a little pinch hitter action for the Tigers. I believe that is the case.
Cam Smith serves up 2 quick strikes, 0-2 count.
This is Monholland with an 0-2 count. Checking in for Knox, who recorded
they'll call it
a strikeout, and now a backwards K for Monholland. So Corbin Mayer will follow that up here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 gone. Still kind of catching up after that big time explanation. 1 out, fouled, way deep out of play. Keeps Mayer at the, of course it keeps Mayer at the plate. 1 strike.
It's all right.
A little discombobulated after the infield
confusing
fly.
little, yeah. But back to a little bit more normal style of play.
1-1. Smith, swing and a miss for strike 2 on Mayer. And this one also swung on, fouled off for Mayer. That one does not find the spot for Cam Smith. As I'm looking over here at this Council Grove game, still no updates after the 3rd. Oh, excuse me. As we see that strikeout from Cam Smith, I do have an update on the Council Grove game. And we did not get the end of the 4th, but at the end of 5, score stays the same, 1-0. Silver Lake out in front. So we talked about it in the pregame. Those teams can be really threatening that catch fire there in the playoffs and really start to rattle the bats. Does not matter what your regular season record is.
I mean, once you get to where you're one of the last 8 teams left in the state of Kansas, almost anyone you face is going to be a good opponent.
1-1 count for the new face at the plate, Colin Krausen. And I'm intrigued to see if Austin Knox will be replaced on first by Monholland, the pinch hitter. It'll be a very interesting.
So that third pitch is low. 2-1 count for Smith.
Pitch on its way. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Cam's fastball is probably one of the quickest ones we'll see all year from almost any team.
2-2 pitch, chasing the outside corner. The whole field
Everyone started to
thought
shift.
that one was done.
You can hear it from the fans expecting that to be Cam's 7th strikeout.
3-2 count. Pitch on its way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Cam Smith collects 3 Ks on the inning, bringing his count up to 7 on the contest. As we head to the top of the 6th, score is 3-1 Trojans on Girard Sports Live, looking to extend. We'll be right back after this.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live, top of the 6th. 2 innings to go. Girard out in front by 2 runs at this point. Jackson Smith sits with the 1-0 count to start off his at-bat.
The Trojans have gotten on base every inning except for the 3rd inning.
Yep. Not too bad of a performance.
Just letting the bats go, getting things going.
Jackson Smith, 100% on base today, but still 0 for 1 technically with the base on error.
3rd pitch goes in for ball 2, a 2-1 count.
2-1 sits high for ball 3. Smith now sitting comfortable on the 3-1 count. Thielen's pitch finds the zone.
So the count will move to a full count, 3-2.
Following Smith will be Drake Smith and Ben Cullen. Swung on to the shortstop. He bobbles it. Another error from the Tigers. And this one gets past the first baseman. An unnecessary throw to begin with. And Jackson Smith gets a double off of it.
So Jackson give off.
So Jackson Smith will be 0 for 2 on the day, but 100% on base percentage.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. This infield, though, for the Tigers just kind of crumbling. I mean, a 2-loss team, you would expect such refinery here in the playoffs. As Drake Smith pops this one up, sitting shallow center field, and this one falls. Oh my goodness.
So another error.
runners on. 2 errors from the Tigers. I mean, at this point, if you're the Trojans, you're thinking put this ball in play, and it's a hit.
And, I mean, you've got 2 guys on base for the Girard. I mean, second and first, no outs, and this could be a very different situation. And for Jefferson West, I mean, you could have 2 outs already facing your third batter, and now a visit to the mound just trying to reel anything back together.
Terrence Stevens will go pinch run for Drake Smith in a 3-1 score game. No outs, 2 runners on, and Ben Cullen stepping up. Cullen has not had the day he's been looking for. 2 strikeouts so far. And that will be followed by Corvin Bowen, who also has 2 strikeouts on the day. So Trojans really going to need these 2 to get into their wheelhouse, dig deep, and at least advance some runners. Can't afford a strikeout.
I mean, we've seen big games from both of them, and it looks like Fernelli indicated to Cullen looking to get a bunt in. I mean, get runners around, prevent a double play if you can get that bunt laid down.
Cullen squares early, pick move to second. A lot of shifting here in the infield. Looks like third base and first both flying up the foul lines as Cullen is showing bunt early, putting a little bit of pressure on. 1-0 count for him. Cullen once again showing early. Takes strike 1, pulls back.
Runners stay on second and first.
And if I were Cullen, I'd square a little early, then rear back. Lays this one down. It is foul. Foul ball. It was indicated at the beginning. Hit the plate. I don't think it made it out in front of the foul lines.
No, and I believe Cullen actually would have been safe
yeah,
at
he
first.
100%.
So you got runners, bases loaded, but
it's a very awkward throw from the plate, though, and a lot of shifting going on out there in the infield. 1-2 count. Is Cullen now going to keep the bat on his shoulder? Ball 2.
2-2 count. Runners staying on first and second. No big leadoff from either of them. Maybe 5 steps out.
This one way outside, but a great stop by Pressler to keep a double play chance alive and also keep the runners where they're at. That would have put 2 base runners in scoring position on a wild pitch. Cullen hits this one over the second baseman. Smith checks up on third. Stevens on second, and Cullen with his first hit of the day gathers a single. Such perseverance there at the plate, being able to see 3 straight balls after the 0-2 count, battles back into it, gets a full count, doesn't take his base, decides to rip one into the outfield. Corvin Bowen gonna get a little bit of pick-me-up talk here from Fornelli. As, like I said previously, he's got a backwards K and a forwards K on the day, looking to replicate what Cullen just did.
0 outs, bases loaded. I mean, this is a prime spot for Corvin Bowen. Following him, the top of the lineup with Buckingham and Schultz.
Yeah, we've seen Corvin Bowen be in this situation before and have 3 RBIs on a triple. So this is, I mean, this is no first-time situation for Corvin Bowen. He knows what this feels like. He knows what the success feels like. Just got to channel that energy into the bat. But right now, sitting with a 2-0 count. A lot of pressure here on Thielen. Got to work back into this one and blowing away.
So he'll start the count 3-0.
Yeah,
absolute amazing positioning for Corvin Bowen. I mean, as a batter, I don't think there's a better place you could be at.
And I would say, don't even swing at these next two. Ooh, sits up top, but right on the edge of the zone for strike one. Bowen back into the box, crowding the plate. Thielen, pick move to third.
Kind of a risky play. I mean, if that ball gets past him, you've got runners advancing and possibly a runner getting home.
I feel like you got to deal with the deed at the plate right now. Sits in for strike two, so Bowen does take the next two pitches. Now sits with a full count. Thielen, little more pressure to put this one outside of the middle of the zone. Can't just throw a meatball up there, and Bowen, swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for that young man. Not something we're used to seeing.
He can get hot going, but I mean, I believe last game, our last broadcast, a similar 3 strikeout situation.
Buckingham, the infield playing super far in. All 4 infielders standing in the green. They are expecting a bunt here from Briggs Buckingham to try and bring home a run. 1-0 count. Sits in for strike one.
Briggs has kept the bat on his shoulder, hasn't indicated any sign of a bunt, but we've seen him earlier in the season. Definitely has the ability to lay one down.
And he sometimes squares up on the second strike too. This one, a trickler down the first base line, thrown home, and he's safe. Pressler peels the foot off of the plate. Jackson Smith comes home, and Briggs Buckingham will be standing on first.
They will try to make a point for Jefferson West's coaching staff, but they will
Gonna be a meeting with the umpires. Coaching staff for Jefferson West making an appeal here, and this one's going farther than most. Usually it's just a little discussion at home. Now, the question is, did he peel the foot before he retrieved the ball?
I mean, I don't know if he really had full control throughout that circumstance.
Oh my goodness, it's overturned. Never in my life.
And now it looks like Coach Fernelli will try to make some point, but.
Oh, wait. Never. What's going on here?
Originally it was called safe, then 2 and out. Now still communication.
What is it?
Still confirmation, talking to Fernelli.
This is the longest drawn out.
A lot of suspense.
And they called him safe. Wow. What a very interesting sequence of events. An appeal, turn, out, then back to safe. I don't know.
Just, what matters is he's safe, but.
So only 1 out here, as Briar Schultz with bases loaded. 3 great base runners as well. We've talked about Cullen being effective on the base path, and then you've got Buckingham following him up.
This is where you want to be for the Trojans.
And not to mention Perrin Stevens, a great base runner as well, standing on third as the pinch runner.
And now more talk between Jefferson West coaching.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of cementing in. There's only 1 out. 4 runs on the board for Girard. So 1 gone, bases loaded, 4-1 score. Jackson Smith came home.
Briar gets a hit, and it finds grass.
Schultz stands on first. 2 RBI single. Boosting this score up to 6. And we're gonna see another mound visit out of Jefferson West. With this mound visit, we'll give a shout out to our other timeout sponsor. This break in the action is brought to you by the Southeast Kansas Player Health Alliance and Live Well Crawford County, reminding you to know your limits when gambling and know when the game is playing you. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537 for free assistance. Still only one out, a gap shot from Briar Schultz leaves runners on first and second, and Brody Thielen will see the end of his time on the mound. We'll see who they bring in next. I believe this is going to be that number 15 that I was talking about earlier. No, it's not going to be. I think that's number 6.
Number 6, number 8.
It's actually, I think it's Cooper Knox, the shortstop that's not in the batting lineup that we were talking about earlier. He's going to be checking in as a pitcher. Now, this is something we see a little more frequently, is a pitcher not being in the batting lineup. But coming in as shortstop, that was just very interesting. The unfortunate part for Jeff West, though, as we kind of break down this bracket here, is that even if they come out on top in this game, they will have expired basically 3 pitchers through this tournament. That's going to be tough to continue.
And I mean, for Jefferson West at this point, you're just fighting to stay alive. And so something I was actually talking about with some of the guys on the team with earlier this week is just how crucial it is that after this first game, you don't have your first pitcher really available anymore. I mean, you can save some of those pitches, save a little bit of that arm, but for the Trojans, if they come out on top, you don't have your pitcher Camden Smith, who's kind of known as one of the best pitchers in 3A, and I'm saying kind of, but he is one of the best.
One of the best in Kansas.
Is the best pitcher in 3A, especially from our point of view, but I mean, it's just difficult during, I mean, you get 1 day of rest coming back on Wednesday there in Manhattan at K-State's campus looking, and you got to send in your 2-hole pitcher, which for this Trojan team shouldn't be an issue. I mean, you've got Schultz, Ashbacher.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys can definitely pitch. A lot of them have good fastballs, but just something to know is how different and difficult it can be that you don't have your 1-hole pitcher during that second round of these playoffs at this state tournament.
Cooper Knox. And getting a little bit of chirpy from the Girard fan base here. And a 6-1 lead. 5-run difference right now. Runners on first and second. 1 gone. And a balk. First time on the mound, and eliminates the double play opportunity just like that.
Runners get to third and second, and you could see just the smart playmaking abilities from Buckingham. I mean, he saw that and pointed it out immediately and started taking his base.
What a rattling start here for Cooper Knox. Now just got to laser focus in on this at-bat, but tough to do it. You got a 3-hole hitter in Aiden Ashbacher, who right now has a fly-out, strikeout, and a single on the day.
He will take the second pitch, a 1-1 count. Looking for another RBI from Aiden Ashbacher, bring a couple more runs home.
And, oh, man.
Takes one to the dome.
Wow.
Something to know, Aiden got a haircut. Well, looks like he shaved his head.
Yeah, I think I've noticed a lot of these guys look like they've got some pretty thin haircuts, usually celebration for state. But, wow.
He's hard-headed.
Yeah,
he's all right.
I mean, well, to stick in the box there and wear it, that's the tough part to me, you know. But now Robbie Bruning, bases loaded. Coming off of a base hit, coming off of 2 base hits for himself. Struck out on his first at-bat, and then he's been finding the first base since then. This one popped up, trailing towards the backstop, and it is caught. What a play by Ryan Pressler.
So Bruning, unfortunate out, but now with 2 outs, bases loaded. Blake Brocobb, big hitter, I believe, leads the team in home runs. You would not mind one here.
Yeah, I want to see some fireworks here. I know I said it on, I think, 2 at-bats ago here for Brocobb, but
Drake, I don't know what this group of fans will do if Blake gets it out of the park.
2 outs, clean count, bases loaded. Brocobb sees ball 1 to the inside. 1-0 count as it sits. Knox kind of struggling on the mound so far, gave up a base hit. Now Brocobb rips one, grounder to the second baseman. Fielded cleanly and flipped over to first with a stretch for out number 3. 6-1 is the score as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Girard out in front, looking to upset here in the state tournament, the number 2 seed Jefferson West Tigers. We'll be right back.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the 4-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion.
And we're back for the bottom of the 6th on Girard Sports Live, presented by Crocan. Cam Smith opens it up with an HBP.
Not something you see from Cam too often. I don't know if we've seen him actually hit anyone this year, but.
And a leadoff base runner, I mean, in a 5-run deficit, that's what you want to start with for the Tigers. They're going to try to build on that. Not a lot of momentum shift on that, but.
And I mean, for Jefferson West, the only point that we've seen them get on the board, and really the only time that they've had runners on base was whenever they had that spree of bunts to get just one kid home. And so, and for the Trojans, if you have another inning like that, nothing too worrisome.
1-1 count here at the plate for Brody Thielen, the previous pitcher, wrapping up his time on the mound in the top of the 6th. 1-2 count as he goes on the check swing.
Colin's still standing on first. That's where he's been most of this game, only about 3 or 4 steps off the bag for the base runner.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Thielen goes down swinging with a K.
And now Camden Smith up to 8 strikeouts on the day.
And this is only the 3rd time through here for the Jefferson West Tigers. Girard was just finishing up in their top 4 of the lineup. That was their 4th time through. Throw down, whoa, very interesting. A very late steal from Ryan Pressler. Nobody on second to cover. Brocobb was like, hey guys, I need somebody there.
Blake was kind of just waiting for someone to take action, but he gets the second. Decent leadoff.
Skahan with the 0-1, sees low, ball 1.
1-1 count.
1 gone and a runner on first. Smith. His pitch, up and away.
They'll move it to 2-1.
Skahan coming off of a strikeout and a flyout on his previous at-bats. He's yet to see the bases. Swung on this one, fouled off for strike 2. Knots the count up at 2 apiece. Smith in search of his 8th strikeout, or no, his 9th strikeout of the day. Could get 9 and 10 in this inning, and he gets 9.
2 strikeouts to start, or 2 strikeouts following the HBP for Cam Smith, and a mound visit from Coach Fernelli.
And I think that could be the pitch count, as I believe it is. Cam Smith gets to 9 strikeouts and a standing ovation here from the Girard fans. It's gonna bring in Briar Schultz for the Trojans. And Cam Smith, with that, I believe he's probably gonna be seen in the lineup here.
I would assume our designated hitter from Drake Smith will move to Cam Smith.
And we see Perrin Stevens hustling out there into the outfield as Aiden Ashbacher will rotate his way into the infield. Briar Schultz taking the mound from second. Ashbacher will go to second. And Perrin over to left, I believe, is where he will be.
So for Briar Schultz, I mean, you just need 4 more strikeouts and you're moving on to that next round in this bracket, but I don't know, Drake, is that something you'd be worried about with Cam Smith stepping off the mound, sending a new Trojan in?
You know, I would be if it were anybody other than the Trojans.
Yeah,
you know, I'd be a little bit spotty. I'd be like, man, you're losing your best guy. But really, this team's got an expansive bullpen, and they're pretty lethal. They're able to get the job done on a lot of occasions. And Schultz, another lethal guy. It's hard when you have Cam Smith to look good.
Yeah.
But Schultz is just as good as probably most of these pitchers on Jefferson West.
And you and me have talked about these guys of Schultz, Ashbacher, just guys that can get on the mound, and they have a good fastball.
Great example.
Briar gets strike 1.
Yeah, Schultz, also another one of those kind of all-around athletes. Saw him during basketball season. Love the way he carries himself. Of course, this is my first year covering Girard sports. This one popped up, headed to right as Buckingham takes it on the short hop, and wow, that may have saved a run. Briggs,
throw
Buckingham.
from Briggs.
Yeah.
That runner on third looking to maybe turn the corner, get around, but like you're saying, Briggs
It took it right off the ground pretty much on the short hop. That was Ryan Pressler rounding third, trying to get home and forced to check up there as Cooper Watkins stands on first.
So runners in the corners.
Max Tuck.
2 outs.
The righty steps in again. Tuck following a ground out and a single on the day.
That ball was high and inside. Ball 1.
Schultz pitch up top. And that is something that we have seen out of Schultz. His miss seems to be a little bit high. He keeps his posture pretty upright on the come through.
Ryer's a tall guy,
yeah,
so
it's tough to get that ball down on an angle. And Schultz from the stretch. Nobody covering third as Smith stands off the bag and sees strike 1 to the glove.
2-1 count.
Yeah, great comeback pitch from Schultz. 2 balls off the bat and then strike.
Colin still standing on first.
Oh, man.
Oh, right on that edge, and they'll call it outside.
Just misses for ball 3.
So it'll move to a 3-1 count.
2 outs, runners in the corners. And another timeout here for Max Tuck. Pollard up next here for Jeff West. Pitch swung on, headed for left. Deep left field, Stevens tracking and
he
caught.
got
it. Routine fly ball there for Perrin Stevens. Gets the fly out and will wrap up the bottom of the 6th. 1 inning to go, 6 outs left in this state semifinal or quarterfinal as we get set for inning number 7. Be right back.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust, federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
How is it so fast?
Back on Girard Sports Live. We're looking at that score over at Silver Lake and Council Grove, and it is still 1-0 in favor of Silver Lake. Not exactly the expectation going into this tournament. That would be the biggest upset.
I mean, you're looking at Council Grove, who has lost 1 game all year compared to Silver Lake's 11. So a team that people are surprised that they're even in this final state tournament, and now following that, I mean, a big upset. But like, back to our game, Jackson Smith hits a
lines out.
Line out.
Not exactly what you want to start the inning off on, but you know, you've got a 5-run cushion if you're the Trojans. These guys are walking in there, they're going, we're not a certain amount of runs from winning. we're 3 outs from winning. We just got to get the job done out there in the field, and we'll be good. Perrin Stevens seeing his first at-bat.
So it looks like Perrin will come in as the designated hitter for Drake Smith.
No, he'll be out in the field, I think.
Oh, really? I guess he took.
Yeah, he did take Drake Smith's spot out as the designated hitter, but since he's in the field, he's not technically a designated hitter. I believe Cam Smith will be, well, maybe. This is interesting, actually.
Figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah,
Perrin,
we'll find out.
Perrin's at bat.
Yeah, 2-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2 on the off speed from Knox. It is a hot day, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
Getting just over noon to 12:40. Strikeout looking on Perrin Stevens. And let's see. I mean, it would. Corvin Bowen's still in the lineup. I would suspect Cam Smith is not going to see the plate.
I would assume they're just going to.
They're going to rest him. Yep.
Try to see if he can get a couple of pitches or at least get a good at-bat there in that next game if the Trojans advance.
Well, and if he did come in, it would be more than likely for Bowen, who right now has 3 strikeouts on the day. That's the guy you'd probably check out.
And, I mean, we see, looking down in the hole is Corvin warming up at least.
1-1 count for Cullen, who sees a pitch inside for ball 2. 2 gone, nobody on base. 2 pretty quick outs from the Trojans as they are just kind of comfortably sitting in the box right now. It's been a long game. Like I said, very, very hot out. UV is up there. It is 81 degrees with a UV of 9, and I'm getting burnt, ladies and gents.
Oh, did not bring our sunscreen.
Strikeout looking on Ben Cullen. Trying to get a little bit of momentum there for Jefferson West. As we head into the bottom of the 7th, we'll keep it here for the time being. 3 outs to go for the Trojans. 5 runs out in front. Let's see if I can pull up this Silver Lake final. Silver Lake 1, Council Grove 0. 2 minutes ago. With accolades going to Kipton Kruger, Dane Johnson, and Jax Ross. They will be playing Wednesday in Manhattan. Now, that will not be who the winner of this game plays. That will be on the other side of the bracket, so a potential championship opponent for the winner of this game.
So the 8th seed upsetting
the
1 seed. I mean, Council Grove, their 2nd loss of the season.
That's got to hurt.
Coming here in the quarterfinals of the state tournament.
That has got to hurt. 16-11 Silver Lake, now 17-11. Coming out, beating them by 1.
Yeah, I mean,
1 run, it's all tough.
Just 1 run, keeping them scoreless. I mean, it's now in this state tournament, whatever team gets hot, the team that'll find success.
Yeah, 100%. You can't, it's the one part of the season you can't slump. The rest of the season doesn't matter that much. You just can't slump here. And here we go. Final inning of action. Grounder to Jackson Smith. The third baseman gets it to Cullen for out number 1. That was Jackson Pollard. Grounding out and now brings up, or no, that was Austin Knox. No, that was Jackson Pollard.
There you
Sorry.
go.
This is Monholland stepping in now. With 1 gone, nobody on. Schultz.
Right down the middle.
Oh, well,
really?
It was a little inside. I didn't think that far. That one will be called low, ball 2. Those 2 pretty good spots from Schultz, even if they were out of the zone.
Definitely
good spots.
Where you're wanting it if you're trying to get a batter swing, and he will swing on the 3rd. So a 2-1 count.
Monholland back into the box. The righty versus the righty. Swings at this, fouled off again. Now a 2-2 count with one gone. On deck will be Austin Knox. Or no, excuse me, Corbin Mayer, who's got a two-bagger and a strikeout looking. This one flying into right. Buckingham squares up, reels it in. Two gone here in the quarterfinal tournament. With the quarterfinals of the state tournament. One to go for Girard. Sooner rather than later, surely. But that tying run, 2 spots from the hole. Strike one. Mayer, like I said, with a double and a strikeout watching on the day. Has experience with contact, but coming off of a really cold at-bat. 1-1 count. Schultz winds up. Popped up. This one tailing to the outside.
Off of the
I lost
rock.
it in the sun. I was getting out. Couldn't see it.
So 1-2 count remains. Just one strike will do it to send the Trojans to the semifinals of this state tournament.
1-2. Schultz winding up. The claps from the Trojan faithful. Can't find the spot, just a bit high. Schultz gonna have another shot here. 2-2. Fastball, check swing, did he go? No. 3-2 count as that one sits high.
Moves to a full count.
This is a lot of pressure.
Claps continue.
Yeah.
I mean, you can feel.
This one popped up off the bat. Tracking and caught. The Trojans pull off the upset against the number 2 seed Jefferson West Tigers, delivering the 3rd loss of their season and moving to 22-5. A phenomenal showing, and honestly, this is exactly how the Trojans have played all season.
And I mean, this team, you can call it an upset, but I came into this game expecting our boys to come out with the win. And that's exactly what they did, 6-1. What a game from this Trojan team.
So now the Trojans advance. Silver Lake on the other side advances. And as we scroll down here on the regional bracket, or not the regional, the state bracket, it will be Russell Victoria and Colby High School up next at 1:15 here, starting in about 20 minutes. So I don't know where to watch that, but if you can find a broadcast of that, that will be the competitor of Silver Lake, the winner over Council Grove. And then at 5:45 on Varsity Sports Live YouTube, you can tune in and watch the Frontenac broadcast here at Blue Valley West High School at 5:45 as they take on Burlington. I will be on the coverage of that. Caleb may be joining us, yet to decide yet.
We'll
but
see.
Tune in for that on Varsity Sports Live YouTube. So with that, we transition into the post-game show, which is brought to you by Eastside Cafe. Experience the best breakfast in town 6 days a week at Eastside Cafe, 120 South Ozark in Girard. Eastside Cafe, proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Caleb, as we give some shout outs and accolades, what a game out of this Trojan team, taking down the victory in a stadium packed full of Girard colors and Girard fans.
And I mean, what a game from the Trojans. I mean, this fan base travels well. Everywhere I look, I'm seeing quite a bit of maroon. Just what a great game and a good day for Girard to get a win and move on to Wednesday.
As we transition to the post-game show, player of the game accolades. Right now, I feel like I've got a couple of ideas.
I have one that I'm pretty set in.
I think Cam Smith.
It's not who I had, actually.
Well, he had a phenomenal game. Well, who's your pick?
I think today my pick would be Aiden Ashbacher. I know a couple of Ounce had his first 2 at-bats, but he got that hit that sent both Breyer and Briggs home that really opened up this game. That next inning, quite a few more runs followed, but, I mean, he got hit in the head with a ball, taking definitely a hit for the team. I don't know. Tonight I would say great game from Aiden. He's probably the guy I'd give it to.
Yeah, I mean, give it to Ashbacher. I almost, if we want to go off hits, Robbie Bruning, a solid performance, had the first hit of the game, kind of opened it up there for the Trojans as they went, I think, 3 pretty quiet innings there to start off, and then Bruning opens it up, gets the first hit of the game, and ever since then, Trojans were finding the bag pretty easily. So, and of course he got on base twice, but we can give a double there. Ashbacher and Bruning, our players of the game here on Girard Sports Live. And with that, Caleb, hit of the game. Maybe compromise here. Robbie Bruning, player of the game. Aiden Ashbacher, hit of the game.
That's fair. Aiden had a great hit, and that's where a lot of that player of the game bias is coming from.
Yeah.
So I'll agree with you there.
Yeah, Aiden Ashbacher, hit of the game, 2-run RBI single with the bases loaded. A very clutch moment, very high pressure as well. Had a couple walks prior, but he says, nah, I'm going to rip one into the outfield, get myself on base the good way. So that will be our hit of the game accolade there for Aiden Ashbacher. And with that, Caleb, any final comments as we wrap it up here on Girard Sports Live?
And Drake, I do believe this will be at least my last time here on Girard Sports Live. I'd like to give a shout out to the fans, everyone listening. All the players, just a great season from basketball to baseball. I don't know, I had a blast. I hope it didn't do too bad, but I just thank you to the fans, thank you to everyone listening. That's probably it for me here on Girard Sports Live.
Well, thank you, Caleb, for joining us for so long. This is also my final broadcast for the season, at least, on Girard Sports Live. And, you know, for a debut season, obviously I'll be broadcasting on Varsity Sports Live later, but I will be out of town for the remainder of this state tournament. I'll be handing it off to BJ Harris, taking it over from us, or assumingly BJ Harris will be taking it over for us on the rest of this state tournament. But, man, it's been a great season. I've loved covering these guys. I've loved covering, basketball. Wow, did so well right at the end. Love covering basketball, love covering baseball, softball. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. Fans, thank you for the overwhelming support as well. Caleb, thanks for having me on and working with me through the season, through all the mispronounced names and everything else. We say thank you for watching. Have a great Memorial Day afternoon and evening. We hope to see you on Varsity Sports Live later, but if not, thank you for watching. Have a great one, and we will see you all next time.
for watching. From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.